time for growth is over, and now it's a time for political expansion. People are now voting for NDA, BJP as an alternate and a formation that could take on the CPM and the Congress. Every election cycle, Haryana, Delhi, when the Congress senses defeat, there is a go-to political strategy in their playbook. They will spin a story about the anti-incumbency vote victim being close to the BJP. This ping-ponging between the UDF and the LDF, people are tired of. There's going to be a shift in the political culture of the state. We are today saying publicly that we want to bring change. If we want to bring change, we have to be in government.
Well, thanks very much for joining us in the middle of all your hectic. You're working hard for once in your life.
Yeah, I'm certainly working hard. I don't know about once in my life, but I will agree with that.
No, I must say, congratulations. As also the BJP now has emerged as everybody talks about it. It's no longer not irrelevant. Your big growth came between 2011 and 2016 when you went right up to over
15%. Yeah.
Then you came down a bit in the next...
In 2021.
So have you plateaued, or is there anything happening in this election where you feel there could be a change?
No, I think our big growth was in the 2024 Lok Sabha election, where we almost hit 20% vote share. And that is what our leadership characterized that as an inflection point and said the time for growth is over. And now it's a time for political expansion. The party got an MP elected in Thrissur. I came a reasonably close second in Tiruvandhuram. So I think you are absolutely right. The concept or the narrative of BJP, NDA being an outlier and irrelevant in Kerala politics, which is all what the discourse was all about, has shifted first in 2024. And then in 2025 with the local body election, when we wrested the Tiruvandhuram Corporation from the left after 45 years of the left almost treating it like a monopoly. So I think those two mark an important inflection point, not just for us, but for the people of Kerala, because for a lot of them who were supporters of the BJP was simply not viable. And this I heard when I became state president and I had my first by-election in an absolutely difficult constituency called Nilambur. Many voters there would tell me when I went and campaigned that we want to support you. We have been wanting to support you for decades, but you will never win. So we don't want to waste our vote. So we are voting for the candidate who we think can defeat the candidate that we don't like. So that narrative has clearly shifted. People are now voting for NDA, BJP as an alternate and a formation that could take on the CPM and the Congress.
But you're saying in the 2024 Lok Sabha elections, Lok Sabha and state elections are so different in Kerala.
Yeah.
You actually came down in the assembly. Assembly elections even last time. So any change in the local elections, assembly elections?
There will be a big significant change because, the reason why I think Lok Sabha is important, because regardless of whether Lok Sabha is different from the assembly or not, and I'm willing to concede that, even in the Lok Sabha, we were stuck at 15% in 2019, which was the peak for the BJP, All India. 2019 was our biggest, and then 24 BJP came down. But in Kerala, it is the reverse. In BJP, we hit about 15% in 2019, and 2024 we hit 20%. So we've had a steady expansion of vote share in the Lok Sabha election, and we expect to see the same phenomenon in the assembly election.
So in a state that has largely been a binary, for the BJP to make inroads, when you already have people who are committed to one or the other, is it the new generation you're looking at? Is it, obviously you're now reaching out to the minority sections as well, which traditionally people would say does not vote for the BJP. So the strategy here has been very distinct and different.
No. The strategy is first of all to disprove that people are sort of pre-committed to UDF and LDF. That's your proposition. That because I voted for the UDF 20 years ago, somehow that it is some God-given compulsion for me to continue to vote for UDF. Look, The reality of India was the same in pre-2014. Congress had a long run, and the Congress took 10 years to destroy all of the equity that they had built by doing what they did. So similarly here, I think the field is wide open. People today see the LDF and the UDF as ideologies and political formations that have led the state into a rabbit hole, into a cul-de-sac, into a dead end. We have the highest inflation in the country. We have the highest unemployment in the country. And if you go across in the capital city of Tirunelveli, right next to the secretariat, you will see abject poverty. So, look, at the end of the day, every citizen, every Malayali is a thinking person, man or woman. They look at this, they look at what is happening outside the state. And even if, there's a nice viral thing going on that I saw day before yesterday that says, my father voted for the UDF and my mother voted for the LDF, but I'm certainly not going to vote for the two of them.
So is it the new generation?
I agree with you that those who have the most to look forward to, which is the youngest generation, certainly are not going to cling on to some dead ideology or some dead promise of Garibi Hatao or some Marxism or Karl Marx's Das Kapital or any of that stuff. Not relevant anymore. What they want is politics of performance. They want people who deliver. And that is true for India and that is true for Kerala.
So who are you targeting? Are you targeting the votes of the CPM, which has been largely seen as a Hindu kind of party, or are you targeting the votes of the UDF?
No, and this may sound a little, you may think that my answer is not as smart as you want it to be, but we are very commonsensical about this. There's no great political punditry in our party. There's 3.5 crore voters. We are going to every home and we are presenting them with a vision, a compelling vision of what we can do for Kerala, what was done for India in the last 12 years, and whether it's a Muslim home or a Christian home or a Hindu home or an SC home or a coastal home or a plantation home, we go there and tell them. And this story appeals to every Malayali. We are not necessarily saying we want to take votes only from the CPM. There are many contests that we are going to contest, and we have contested in the local body. There are directly between the NDA and the Congress. There are many that are directly between the NDA and the CPM. So it's not about targeting the LDF or targeting the UDF. We have done an expansive Muslim outreach. Muslims traditionally vote for the LDF in the north and the UDF in the center and the south. But we have an outreach that is pan-Kerala, and we are taking the same message to them as well. So does that mean BJP is going to take votes away from the UDF or the LDF? I suspect if we have to grow, we will grow by taking votes by voters of both, traditional voters of both UDF and LDF voting and choosing NDA.
But you've done better where the CPM has normally been strong.
I'm not so sure. I think that may sound like that because the Muslims by and large vote for the UDF in assembly elections, almost if not 100%, but a large percentage. And that vote segment is going to be the most difficult for us to break through. That is why if you just look at statistics and numbers, it may sound to you or it may look to you that we are winning more support from traditional CPM voters rather than traditional Congress voters. But today we have, large numbers of Christian voters who are traditional Congress voters becoming candidates for the NDA as well as supporting the NDA.
Both the left and the UDF and the LDF are repeating a large number of their MLAs because people are happy with the performance of their MLAs and the MLAs and what they're doing in the constituencies. So why should they ditch them to charter an unknown path and vote for you?
Why should who ditch whom?
Their existing candidates and the existing parties.
I'm not asking them to ditch any candidate. It's their choice if they want to.
Then how do you make a breakthrough?
No. I am not guaranteeing anything. This is our aspiration. This is our goal. And we are reasonably confident because of the broken nature of their politics and the disastrous situation that the state finds itself in, that what we offer is a completely clear new message of change and that people will support us. I am not sitting here as some political pundit and saying, I will take 8.5% of LDF vote and I'm confident about it. Nor am I saying their MLAs are good or bad. I am nobody to pass that judgment. But I certainly can say with all confidence that they have let down the mandate that they have got from the people, not once, but twice and repeat. I went, for example, I'll just give you an example. When I went to the Chief Minister's constituency, Dharmadam, we ran what is called an Adalat, where people could come and give their representations on their problems. When I planned that, every one of my party men said, "Are you mad? This is a CPM fortress. It is the CPM Chief Minister's fortress. Everybody will be happy there." We had 5,000 people coming there with 3,847 complaints, and complaints about drinking water, complaints about roads, complaints about electricity, complaints about drainage, complaints about garbage and solid waste management, real basic issues. I have absolutely no issues with anybody. 48% of Kerala today does not have piped drinking water in their homes. And I can give you chapter and verse about states in North India that started behind Kerala when Jal Jeevan Mission was launched, that have reached 100%. Now, these are facts. Now, some people may like it, some people may not like it. We are contesting today completely devoid of rhetoric. We are talking about facts. We are talking about development. We are talking about what we have done in India and what we can do in Kerala. Now, I think today what the LDF and the Congress is faced with is, in the absence of anything to say, they will go back to, and we saw this now starting 4 days ago, the CPM has jumped in and said the Congress is BJP's B team, and the Congress has jumped in and said the CPM is BJP's B team. So one thing is established in the minds of both, that we are the A team. So that's fine.
I was just going to ask you about that, because everybody is saying that you are cozying up to whoever, you're being practical, you want to win, and both sides, UDF and LDF, see each other as the main enemy, so they'll go with you, they'll put a weak candidate. Which one are you closer to, UDF or LDF?
There is no way I can be close to either of them, Prannoy. Just commonsensical.
But you have a lot of money.
No. LDF today is a party that has killed, slaughtered hundreds of BJP Karyakartas. Assuming that what you are saying is right, I'm some pragmatic genius with money bags and I want to get into some practical, pragmatic deal. My party will not let me. It's impossible. It's inconceivable. Second, assuming that Congress party wants to have an alliance with us, is it, you tell me, is it even remotely possible?
Quiet.
So this is panic. Why has it surfaced 4 days ago? You can study this. Every election cycle, Haryana, Delhi, when the Congress senses defeat, there is a go-to political strategy in their playbook. They will spin a story about the anti-incumbency vote victim being close to the BJP, so that they grab the anti-incumbency vote. You know where they did it? In your state, Telangana. The BRS that was flying high, doing well, BJP poised to be the opposition party, giving them a tight fight. The only political party that opposed the formation of Telangana comes there, flies a kite that says the BRS and the BJP are an alliance, and the voters bought it hook, line and sinker. So look at the irony of ironies. The party that opposed Telangana, opposed formation of Telangana, is today governing Telangana. Now can you think of something even more bizarre than that? And how do they do it? En bloc, by saying the BRS is the B team of BJP, they shifted a whole community's vote en bloc to the Congress. So that is the playbook. That's what they're trying here. But it won't work.
So 2 terms itself was history, and they're hoping to have a 3rd term in office. What are you telling people? Why you think the LDF should not be in government here?
I mean, chapter and verse are many.
Because they seem to suggest that people, I mean, when I'm talking to them, they say there's no apparent anger, there's no failing. Okay, unemployment was always there,
Look,
inflation is there.
Can I just tell you? I mean, again, with great respect to all of your, punditry on this issue of apparent anger or unapparent anger, Indian voters are not by and large people who go to the streets and start pounding their chests in anger. Where have you seen that? I've never seen it anywhere. I didn't see it with 2G scam. I didn't see it when the biggest scams that hit this country happened. People were sitting at home. Why should it be different in Kerala? Do you think today that people, when they hear about 4.5 kilos of gold being stolen from Sabrimala, are not angry just because they are not on the streets? Do you think today that this government, LDF government, that did all that drama of Sabrimala in 2018, sent 1,000 people to jail, filed 3,000 cases, wanted the Tandri sacked, today goes to the Supreme Court and says, does a U-turn and says, Tandri is the last word on rituals. People are not angry. Do you think today that parents who have to see their children sitting unemployed, I'm sorry to be political, bring political rhetoric into it, are not unhappy? Anger is not measured in riots or mobs coming out. That is a different measure. People are dissatisfied, if you want to use a better word. You may say they're not angry, they're not violent. And that is precisely the narrative that the CPM is putting out there, saying, Kollam LDF, Kollam Keralam. If they are so confident, tell me one thing. Why is Shivankuti the candidate against me? He's the candidate, the sitting minister. On the election ballot, putting a sitting CPM branch secretary whose name is Rajeev as a candidate. If people are so deeply satisfied, then what is this fear of putting Rajeev to contest against me? So you can't, whatever, hunt with the hare and run with the hounds or vice versa. You be clear. If you are so supremely confident, then fight the battle on your development agenda. 4 days ago, a person in a program asked the Chief Minister about some issue. What did the Chief Minister say? Go ask this question at home. So if you're confident about your record, why are you so worried? Come out, say it.
A lot of people are saying that this is a much closer fight than would have been apparent from the local elections between the UDF and LDF. If you end up in a situation of a hung assembly and you have a few seats, which way will you go? What will you do? Will you not support anyone? Wait for president's rule? What is your...
No, number one, I think you're right that it is going to be a much closer election, and all this hubris about we will get 100 seats that the Congress put out there post-December, January, that has cooled off. And that you can see, and it's apparent from how they are attacking the BJP, that is all gone. My assessment today, and this is my assessment, so obviously it's biased and it's obviously not unbiased, is that they are stuck at around 40-45. A large part of that 40-45 is Muslim League seats. The only sure winner in the UDF today is the Muslim League. And I'll tell you why there too. The Muslim League has stitched a nice coalition where Jamaat-e-Islami and the SDPI are now part of the coalition with Indian Union Muslim League. So in the past where the Muslim vote used to get divided, their assumption is that that will not get divided in these elections. And so they will do well in that belt, is my understanding. But beyond 40-45, I don't have visibility and they certainly don't have visibility. And to answer your question, I will tell you now very clearly, we will neither support A or we will not support the clone of the A, B. What will happen if such a scenario arises, this is my assessment, is that these two people who are in a formal political alliance called the India Alliance in 27 states and 8 union territories, and only here they do this drama, will come into a formal alliance here in Kerala also. They have done this informally in the past to defeat us. They will do this formally, if it comes to that. That is why we are contesting hard, contesting competitively in 140 seats, to prevent even the two of them getting a majority. This is our fond hope. But let's see.
So you want a...
There is no question of us having a truck with CPM or the Congress, because the inherent DNA relationship, ideological, political, is between the CPM and the Congress. They are in an alliance called the India Alliance. They are fighting in Tamil Nadu together, right next door, and in Puducherry.
So you have been aggressively wooing the Christian community. You've met with some success in the past elections, not in the local body elections, where I think you put up about 1,900 and odd candidates and only about 20 odd candidates won. So, what went wrong in the local elections, and how far do you think this is going to help you in the elections, the wooing of the Christian community?
No, we are not aggressively wooing anybody. We are wooing everybody. And we are not with the Christian and Muslim community. What we are, if you want to call it aggression, what we are aggressively doing is to disabuse them or clear from their mind the propaganda that has been filled in their head about the BJP. And that has been successfully done for the last 20-25 years. I experienced it personally when I came here to contest the Lok Sabha election, where a Christian lady who took me into a home after I campaigned there for 2 days said, I want to vote for you because you look after my children, but you should not come and burn my churches. So I said, but who has told you that we burn churches? So that is the kind of poison that has been filled in the head for successive years and decades. Whatever, I don't want to question who did it. So we have been aggressively, if you want to call it, use the word aggressively, and very hard, with hard work and diligence, telling them what the BJP NDA is here to do. And hopefully clarifying in their mind any mistrust that they have about the BJP NDA. That we have done, and we have done. Now, it has worked in many pockets, it has not worked in some pockets. Now, one of the reasons for our decline in vote share in the local body election is that in the Lok Sabha, one constituency where we gained a lot of votes was Thrissur. There we saw a substantial decline in these elections for many reasons. Our candidate selection was wrong, our party setup didn't work as hard probably, and for many reasons. But that is something we will make up in the assembly elections.
Last, very quick one question each. One of the things that we are hearing when we move around is that the center-state relations are really a problem in Kerala. Center has not been giving enough funds here. State has had to overcompensate. And also that parties that are doing well are regional parties around India, Tamil Nadu, Telangana, Bengal. But non-regional are not doing well. And not only that, whereas the same party, BJP at the center and the state, the economies are worse. But it may be a north-south problem. I mean, Kerala is doing well. Whole of South is doing very well. How are you combating or assuring people that if the BJP comes in, Kerala will not be treated badly by the center, center-state relations?
And again, this one of the things that the CPM is very good at is they have a huge cyber troll army and they're extremely good at creating a narrative. And they have tried to create this narrative that somehow there is a step-brotherly treatment of Kerala. But if anybody makes the effort, and unfortunately most people don't, at actually studying what the issue is. The issue with Kerala is the high indebtedness. Today, for every 100 rupees of revenue the state government receives from its remittances and service tax, GST, 92.5 rupees goes to service debt, principal, interest and pensions. So if you have dug yourself into a hole and you are officially a Ponzi scheme, because you can't fund a scheme without touching another scheme. That is why I have publicly said what we are seeing today is a Ponzi scheme. It's not a budget. So when you want to create a narrative about mismanagement of economy and you want to call it something else, you'll say center. Fine. I have challenged the Chief Minister of the state. Why don't you, because you keep propagating this, to come out on a debate? This is a state election. If you are propagating this fiction that the central government has been unsettled, the Kerala government, why are you not able to come out and have a 1-hour debate with me? You present your facts, I'll present the facts. I have a lot of facts about what the central government has done. But this shoot and scoot politics, you shoot, you scoot, and then get your troll army to amplify it and try and make what Goebbels called, say a lie often enough, you try and make it a truth. That may have worked in the past. But certainly with me around, it's a bit difficult to do it because I will counter every lie with the truth.
The people think of it.
Yeah, so that, like I said, I've been here 1 year. They've been selling this fiction for 9 years. They've been in government for 10 years. So for every inadequacy, you blame somebody else. Hindi mein there is a naach na jaye aangan teda. So you are an elected government, you are a democratically elected government, you are a 40, 45 years of political experience chief minister. Now either you own up that you are incompetent or you are something else. It has to be one of the two. So come out and have a debate.
So you're still the outsider? You said you came in 1 year ago, of course, for your first elections. You're still the outsider.
No, I came here 2 years ago. 1 year ago as a state president.
Yeah. It is lack of talent because of which you bank a lot on actors, isn't it? Whether it is here or elsewhere. I mean, on actors as your candidates or an alliance with some party like, which has become a political outfit like the 2020. Is that model something that you think works?
I mean, who are
is
the
that
actors?
why you're doing
I don't
that?
know. I don't know which actors we have in our party that you refer
You
to.
have a contestant who is actor. You've had Mr.
Suresh Gopi.
Suresh Gopi is
Is
there.
a member of parliament. I mean, he's a member of parliament. He used to be actor. He continues
Even the
to act.
2020 candidate is an actor, isn't she?
Who's that actor?
Arpita Permadhapachi.
I can't.
There are
in
3
the
or 4 actually
Tripura.
who were rejected because.
I mean, this is. I'm sorry to say that, but this is really pushing the boundaries of a conversation because everybody is entitled to his or her profession. If she is an actress, where is it written that she does not have a legitimate right to contest an election and serve the people of that particular constituency? Where does it say that? But today, everybody is free to join politics. Everybody who has an aspiration. There are youngsters who want to join politics. They don't want to go to the mill of going to students' unions and they will join politics. What's wrong with that? And finally, the people will decide, no? Whether you're an actor, or a lawyer, a journalist, or entrepreneur, whether you win or no, whether you win or lose or are given an opportunity or not.
You said just now to Prannoy that 2024 was an inflection point
For the BJP in
for the
Kerala.
BJP in Kerala. But what is your inflection point here in the state assembly level? I mean, is it 20, is it 25%? And what kind of seats are you looking at as a minimum for you to
No,
win?
I see 2026 as the inflection point. It is the same moment in Kerala's political history as 2014 was in India's political history. I think, but this is my assessment, and I'm not the last word on it. I can give you the full disclosure. I have a highly developed sense of intuition that there's going to be a shift in the political culture of the state. This ping-ponging between the UDF and the LDF, people are tired of. It is almost a zero-sum game. I get Pinarayi Vijayan or I get Rahul Gandhi. I mean, it's like, do I not have any other option? You know, this is like the devil in the deep sea. So people are now beginning to see, look, let's explore this option. Now, where that will end up, will the BJP NDA get all 140 seats? I would love that. Will we end up at some number less than 140? I'll still like it. But we are not in this battle for one seat, which we used to be in the past. We are
So
not in
you
this
will
battle
be-
for 1.5
You will
seats.
be disappointed if you get less than 10 seats?
With the effort and the work that all of us are putting in, if I don't get 20, 25, 30, 35 seats, I would be disappointed. Of course, I'd be disappointed.
So-
we are today saying publicly that we want to bring change. If we want to bring change, we have to be in government. We can't bring change being 15 MLAs. What change can we bring in? So our entire proposition is about politics of performance and bringing change. Matam Tudanga means what? Let's start change. And so this is exactly what happened in Tripura. This is exactly what we think should happen in Kerala.